Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another review. This time we're doing Samurai Warriors 2. I've already done Samurai Warriors 1 and Warriors Orochi 1. I know now in hindsight that I was supposed to play this game first before Warriors Orochi 1, but we're here, we did it this way. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Samurai Warriors 2 had a very similar feel to the first game, but jumping into it, I got the Xbox 360 version because I heard it was more visually appealing and it looked better and smoother and stuff like that, which was all true. It seemed like a really smooth game, very visually appealing, and overall was just a fun game to look at. So I can't complain too much about the visuals there. It was just a really clean, smooth game. The gameplay, the fighting mechanisms were really cool. Everything about the game honestly was pretty fun, similar to Warriors Orochi 1, but overall the game looks great. Gameplay feels really smooth. I can't complain about it really too much at all. Definitely a huge step up from the first one. Moving into the characters and like the story, cutscenes in this game were really well done. Some people had a lot, like some characters had a lot better cutscenes and a lot more in-depth to their character versus some of the other characters, and I really enjoyed watching and learning more in depth about each and every character. Of course, learning about all the new characters in depth from the Warriors Orochi series that I was introduced with. I learned about a lot of the new characters there, but just in general the cutscenes were really fun to play through. I wish they had kind of more like in-game cutscenes, more of those like Easter egg cutscenes that Dynasty Warriors 5 and Dynasty Warriors 3 and 4 kind of had. But the major cutscenes were really well done as we talk about the characters and who I like, and I got my notes for all the characters that I played through. I played through every single character, got used to every single one of them, at least the ones that I could play in story mode, because there were a couple characters that you couldn't play in story mode. They didn't have their own story, so I didn't really bother with Ranmaru or Okuni in this game, but everybody that had a story I played through. Understanding the story a lot more, it's starting to make a lot more sense. I watched a video on the history of this period of time to understand it even more in depth. It makes so much more sense now. A lot of the characters being where they are makes a lot of sense, and who they're allied with and how things kind of came together and fell apart and all this other stuff. So I'm really understanding the story. I'm really excited to do the next iteration. I have to look at what comes next. I don't know if it's Warriors Orochi 2 or if it's Samurai Warriors 3, or there's another spin-off I heard of Spirit. I'll look it up and I'll do the hopefully right order. Fun game, a lot of great cutscenes, a lot more chemistry in the game. It was just a really well done game, and I can't really say enough good things about it. I had a very fun time playing through Samurai Warriors 2 for the first time. I love the skills with it. I love the build upon how each character had a unique route in a way. Some of them were charge characters, some of them were special. All the special attacks were really cool. Most of them had a really cool, unique effect to them, and that was really fun to see. But yeah, for the most part, overall the game, I think it's a pretty fun game. It's definitely a game I would 100%, like if I wanted to sit down and just enjoy myself, this is a game that I think I would sit around in 100%. Alright, now let's jump into the characters. Alright, so I'm gonna do my top 10 in this one instead of my top 5 since there's so many more characters. I wrote some notes down for all of them. I played through every single character, so I have notes for every single character, but we're gonna just do the top 10 so the video is not crazy long. And again, once I get through all the Samurai Warriors games and the spin-offs, or as much as I can, we'll do the analysis, we'll get into it. I learned a lot about these characters within this game. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Alright, starting off at number 10, rounding out the bottom, we're gonna start off with Tadakatsu and his daughter. We're gonna start with Miss Ina. So Ina was really interesting to play with. Her combos are super addicting. Her special Y, which caused the elemental piece, fire coming out was awesome. The lightning part of it was just super sick. It just made her really, really fun to play with. Very fast moveset, really fun style. Didn't really expect this much from her because she's using a bow, and the bows in Dynasty Warriors are always like not that great. But she was super fun. I enjoyed it. Top 10 for me. Her personality's okay. It's like average. Nothing that really stood out. Obviously, she's kind of got that Lu Lingqi vibe where she's trying to live up to her father's name and all that stuff. But for the most part, she's she's decent. She's top 10 because of her moveset alone. All right, moving up to number 9 for me, we have Musashi Miyamoto. So this is a character within the series that I actually recognize his name because he wrote a book called The Book of Five Rings. And The Book of Five Rings is a book that I haven't read yet, but because of the training I did with martial arts and stuff, my own personal training, the people that I train with, they always talk about this. It's a book that I will be reading at some point. So his name was very familiar to me already coming into the game. And then within the game itself, he's a pretty badass character. He's introduced pretty badass. Crazy cool cutscenes. Fighting Kojiro, you know, one-on-one and killing him in the cutscene was insane as well. This really fast move set, and when he gets the elementals attached to his weapons, I'm just slicing through people. And then I also like that he has a similar personality to Zhang Liao from Dynasty Warriors. He's questioning himself, like, why is he a warrior? What's he doing this for? Really cool character. Hope to see what they build upon him in the next one. And yeah, he's going to be number 9. Coming in number 8 after that is going to be Mr. Mitsuhide Akechi. Did I say that right? Akechi? Hopefully I said that right. Anyway, Mitsuhide coming in at number 8. He's a really exploitative style. His first special, you can really take advantage of the CPU and not really be touched in a way. Style is really clean. He's disciplined. He's got a decent AoE because his sword is pretty long, but I really liked his moveset. That's the main point and the main draw for me for the character. His personality is alright. I don't know, his personality is interesting. I'm still learning more about Mitsuhide. Honestly though, I think I would play Musashi over Mitsuhide if I'm being honest. So maybe Musashi would be a little bit higher than him, but I'm gonna stick with Mitsuhide at number 8 for me. I think he's a good character. I think he has good intentions, and I really like his moveset. That's pretty much it. Alright, number 7, we have Miss Nene. Alright, Nene, I believe I've read it somewhere that she was the one who replaced Kunoichi, so they had a very similar style. I don't know if they had the exact same moveset, but they had a similar style, because I know Kunoichi is available in Warriors of Orochi. I don't know if Nene is, but I remember playing her. Love her weapons, really cool personality, a good intention that comes across as babying at times, which I get, I totally understand. She's got that like motherly figure of like, you know, don't hurt yourself and keep your ears warm, like that kind of personality, but I love that. Yeah, she's very optimistic. She's a really fun character to just watch and just see what she does. Her moveset, being a ninja as well, she's quick, she's swift. I've always been a fan of like the ninja style and the quickness of characters, but her personality definitely won her a spot in my list as of right now. So number 7, definitely Miss Nene herself. She was really fun to watch, and some of the lines and conversations she had with people, like going up to some of the people that she knew, it was always really cool. Really cool to see. But moving on to number 6, right before we hit the top 5, we have number 1 from the last video, Mr. Keiji Maeda. Keiji Maeda, to me in this game, he didn't shine as much in this game. I think they took out Gomon. In this game, I'm trying to think. Keiji was more of he seemed more mentorish than anything. I remember with Yukimura and maybe one other character that he was pushing them to not give up and, you know, live for the greater good and stuff like that, which I liked. That was really cool to see that. But his chemistry and kind of like the way he stood out in the last game, he didn't do that as much in this game. That's why he's gonna fall for me. His weapon style is still really fun to play with, but for the most part, he was just alright. But he was a character I would still jump to play, because I still, like, even in the next iterations, I'm going to see if they're going to continue to explore with him. Like, I'm sure at some point they're going to do that again. So I would honestly jump to play him just to see what those interactions would be like. But just because he didn't have as many cutscenes in this one, he's a little lower for me. But still fun to play with, still a good character. He's just not going to be as significant as he was in the last game. Alright, starting off the top 5 here, we've got Lube. No, I'm just kidding. We've got the equivalent to Lubu in this game, Mr. Tadakatsu Honda. So this was interesting because Tadakatsu Honda, when he was introduced, or maybe in his second battle, I don't know when it was, but the little like introduction part. So in order to understand the characters more in the story, I would listen to whatever that part of the battle was, unless I've heard it like a million times. But there was one part where the narrator said that his strength was on par with Zhang Fei of ancient China, right? So that kind of takes a little bit of, again, this is like the second iteration, there's more games to play, more things to learn about this character. If he's only on Zhang Fei's level or of that comparable level, I don't know what he's going to do against Lu Bu. We'll see what happens when we get to the analysis. But regardless, number 5 for me is Tadakatsu Honda. He has a very overpowering moveset, but kind of underwhelming. I was like expecting like almost like a Lu Bu kind of style. He has it, but it's very janky. It's very wild. To the point where it's like I don't even want to use his charge attacks. He jerks so quickly, so he's like out of position sometimes, and he flings them so far where it's like I gotta walk all the way over there just to fight him again, right? So that kind of sucks. But for the most part, his moveset was fun. I like Tadakatsu that he's not arrogant. I like the humility, the justice, the integrity that he has, right? Even though he is, I would say he has the confidence and the understanding and awareness that he is one of the strongest characters within the game. I like the fact that he's like kind of humble and noble and just has that air about him. Very good personality, moveset's really cool, just a little underwhelming just from what I've heard about the character, and that's why he's going to be our number 5. Go move on to the next one. Then coming in at number 4, we're going to have Yukimura Sanada. So the video that I watched, I actually, heard that Yukimura Sanada was actually the most powerful warrior in this time. I don't know if I heard that right. I don't know if it was the most powerful or the most like stand out-ish. He like stood out the most. Yukimura Sanada for me in the games, he was the first character that I played, and my first impression of playing with him according to my notes was that he seemed to have more of a tragic story. Going back to what I said about Keiji, I remember there being a cutscene where Yukimura was giving up and then Keiji like kind of rallied him to like keep fighting it or something like that. So he seemed less heroic in this game, but he seems like the main protagonist in a way. I heard that Spirit of Sanada is really where he gets his time to shine, so I'm gonna get that game and play through it. I'm excited to see what that's like. But in this game, he was alright, but he is a character that I will honestly go to play every single time. I like the way he looks, I like his moveset, I like obviously his personality, the way he is, very similar to some of the other characters I already mentioned. Honor, justice, integrity. He has all those things and he's a great character, and I just like him. Right after Yukimura at number 3, we have Hideyoshi Toyotomi. So this is another character from Warriors Orochi that I was excited to play in this game because his weapon in the Warriors Orochi game was awesome. I think I talked about it in my last video about the Warriors Orochi game. Awesome. The staff he uses, so freaking good. AoE is so fun. But yeah, just a really fun character. His personality kind of reminds me similar to Yuan Shao, but not as like flamboyant. And I like that in some of his cutscenes, he had a very serious tone to him. Yuan Shao in some of the later games is he doesn't come out of that, right? But I like that Hideyoshi can get serious, and I believe him. Like, I'm watching him and I'm like, this guy, okay, I can see him being a ruler. I can see him being a commander. I can see why people follow him. Even though he does have some really, really goofy moments, he's got a nice character arc. He's got a very nice character arc within the game. I like his vision to build a land of happiness along with moments of tenderness and realness that he has. He's just a very good balanced character, right? He's got both sides. Very good character arc. And I love his relationship with Magoichi, which goes right into number 2. Magoichi for me is my number 2 favorite character. This guy was nowhere near the last game. He was nowhere near it. But his relationship and the way they told his story in this game, beautiful. It was a masterpiece. It was so good. Like, I was so engrossed in what was happening in his story. When he got shot at the end and he ends up like dying, and they have their moments together, and then the way they start the story and they're like kicking their feet together. I'm like, what is happening here? Magoichi was just a similar character. His character arc, again, very, very similar to Hideyoshi. You can see the like human in him, if that makes sense. He had that dark shift that came in, became introspective, and I think he's really got, at least in this game, he's really got in-depth character development. The reason he's up here is because of his freaking story. His weapon style is cool. It's not like it's average. It's not like it's above average or anything, but his story was so freaking good. It was just so good. Amazing ending. The voice acting for it was like at some points. I mean, they could have made it better, but overall it was the best, honestly the best story in the game. It was honestly the best story in the game. So much fun, and that's why he's up here at number 2 with Hideyoshi, because just seeing them, it was just fun. It was just really, really fun. And then coming at number 1, honestly he's up here just because of his moveset and what he stands for. I was thinking about which character, like kind of Sugu, or did I want Magoichi, ahead of him and stuff like that, because Magoichi's story was so good. But just because his moveset was so much more fun, I have Kanetsugu Naoi. I'll get it eventually, alright? So Kanetsugu is going to be my number 1 character from the game. He's my most fun character to play. I loved playing through his moveset. I know I played him early on. His principles of honor and justice was really cool. He's got that weird helmet on. I don't know how he don't have neck problems, but for me, he's at number 1. I just loved his moveset. I think he has honestly one of the best movesets within this game, and I honestly had a lot of fun playing with him. And even though his story wasn't as powerful as Magoichi and Hideyoshi's, honestly, I still liked it. I still liked his story. I still liked the bonds that he built with Yukimura and Keiji and even Mitsunari when he was alive. And he was just a really fun character to play with. I can't say enough good things about him. If they continue to make Magoichi's story so cool like that in the next game, he's going to be above him. Right now, I would definitely play Kanetsugu over Magoichi just because his moveset was that fun. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, so the game is pretty fun. I can't complain too much about it. I'm excited to see the next iterations of Warriors Orochi, and of course this one as well. We'll look to see what is up next and order the game, get right on into it. I'm excited to get to the end of the series so I can start pitting these characters against each other, have some more analysis videos coming them out. That's my favorite thing to do on the channel with these characters, and is analyze them and talk about them, because it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun. I enjoy it so much, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. But that's all I have for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely appreciate a like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you guys have any ideas for the Dynasty Warriors franchise or Samurai Warriors, I'm obviously going to play through the rest of them and do all that stuff, and then analyze and top 10s, and then we do the 1v1s. But if you guys have any other ideas, let me know. I'll write them down and get on them. But that's all I have again, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.